The NBA playoffs are finally here, and the question that everyone has been asking since the beginning of the season will finally be answered. Can anyone beat the Golden State Warriors? In this video, we're going to take a look at 3 players who could potentially make a huge difference to their team's playoff performance. And we're going to start by looking at Houston Rockets point guard, Chris Paul. Chris Paul, aka CP3, aka the Point God, aka Banana Boat member. Chris Paul is obviously a very crucial part of the Rockets. Aside from being one of the team's best perimeter defenders, Paul is one of the best playmakers in basketball. In last year's playoffs, he averaged 21 points and about 6 assists and rebounds on 45% shooting. And of course, we all know that Paul got hurt in Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals and ended up missing the last 2 games of the series, both of which the Rockets lost. In the last 2 seasons, Paul has only played in 58 games, and he is notoriously known for getting hurt in the playoffs. If the Rockets have any chance of beating the Warriors like they almost did last year, they need Paul to be healthy and at the top of his game. And this is especially important in late game situations. James Harden is obviously playing at an MVP level, but one criticism of the Rockets is that they sometimes over-rely on his isolation play. There have been many times this season where the Rockets have run ISO plays for James Harden in crunch time, and while he has delivered on many of these instances, these plays are not sustainable, especially when elite defenders like Klay Thompson, Jay Crowder, or Paul George are guarding him. The ball can't stick with James Harden every play. And this is where having Chris Paul is so crucial to the team. The Rockets don't really have much playmaking besides their 2 stars, so having Chris Paul be great down the stretch is the key to the Rockets getting out of the West. And don't get me wrong, I do think that James Harden is one of the best players in the league, and he's having an unreal season, but in today's NBA, it is very difficult for a team to win without having multiple stars. Just ask LeBron James. Chris Paul needs to stay healthy, and he needs to play like the elite player that he always has been. Number 2, Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm Brogdon is one of the most underrated players in the NBA. When people talk about the Bucks, they focus on Giannis Antetokounmpo and Chris Middleton, but Brogdon has been a big part of their success this season. Brogdon has quietly averaged about 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists, and he has also joined the 50-40-90 club, which means that he has shot 50% from the field, 40% from 3, and 90% from the free throw line. He joins Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Dirk Nowitzki, Larry Bird, Steve Nash, Reggie Miller, and Mark Price as the only players in NBA history to have that efficiency with at least 15 points per game. That's some pretty good company to be in, given that Brogdon is only in his 3rd season. He attributes his success to Coach Mike Budenholzer's fast-paced system, citing that he has never been encouraged to shoot as many threes. And while the Bucks are going to lean on their stars in the playoffs, they definitely need Brogdon to get healthy as soon as possible. This season, the Bucks have had a net rating of 10.5 with Brogdon on the court and 6.3 with him off the court. The Bucks' offense is primarily focused on putting the ball in Giannis's hands and surrounding him with shooters, and Brogdon's efficiency makes him deadly in this system. He is expected to be out for the first round of the playoffs, but if the Bucks have any chance of winning the championship, they need Brogdon to be healthy and at his best. Number 3, Draymond Green. Draymond Green has been a staple of the Warriors over the past few seasons. While he hasn't been as flashy as his all-star teammates, he is their best defender and he always makes the right plays. He is one of the best passing big men in the league, and his playmaking is a big reason why the Warriors have been so dominant over the last few years. However, this season the Warriors have had periods in which they have not looked like themselves, and a lot of that comes with the inconsistency of Draymond Green. The Warriors like to put the ball in the hands of Green and run a lot of off-ball screens and backdoor cuts, and because Green has always been a solid 3-point shooter, the opposing team's center usually has to step out of the paint to guard him. But this season, Green is only shooting 28.5% from 3, which is the lowest percentage since his rookie year. This allows teams to leave him open and guard the passing lanes. Teams like the Lakers and Trailblazers have taken advantage of this to successfully slow down the Warriors' offense. Green averaged 2.4 3-point attempts per game this season, and in 2.2 of those attempts, there wasn't a defender within 6 feet of him. Teams are literally begging him to shoot, and while Green does have the ability to knock down shots, I would rather have him take these shots than allow Curry or Durant to get open. By sagging off of Green, opposing centers can clog the paint to stop any backdoor cuts and help on screens. In the playoffs, there's no doubt that Green will be seeing many open opportunities, and he is going to have to knock these shots down if the Warriors want to stay on top. And there you have it. Those are 3 players who have to perform at a high level for their teams to succeed. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, as there is a lot more content on the way.